How would you describe being in the flow? We describe it as the path of least resistance. That's the no effort thing. And you're energized, you're motivated, you're inspired, and you lose the sense of time passing. When you're in the flow, you don't have this sense of things dragging on. You have a sense of you're so involved in what you're doing that there is no, you forget about the time. And of course on the other side, you do not feel stressed. It is impossible to feel stressed when you're in the flow. It is impossible to feel anxious when you're in the flow. You are so involved in what you're doing that the thinking about what will happen, what might happen, problems, stresses is actually not possible.
Yeah, you're in the right here, right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like that.
So, what percentage of your life would you like to spend in the flow? We suggest 80%.
Really? I
So-
rarely feel this.
So if you're 80% in the flow, then most of your best work is done when you're in the flow.
Yeah.
Do you see that when you're in the flow, not only is it more better for yourself, it's also you do better work. So you're actually giving more when you're in the flow as well as receiving. So the reason for 80% and not 100% is when you're learning new things, often it's good to step outside of your comfort zone and try to figure out this new thing that you're a bit uncomfortable with. Most of the learning happens in this step outside, but the actual effective work happens in the flow. So your 20% is your extending your abilities to be able to do something else. Okay, so the question is, when are we in that flow? How do we know, how can we find that flow? Where is it? And it's different for different people. So let's have a look at that. Up the top we have an energy that's called dynamo. Dynamo is new ideas, new possibilities, a whole map of all of the things laid out in front of us of what's going on, the big picture. If you imagine that you go up in a helicopter and you look down over the streets, then you can see all of the map of the streets laid out underneath you, and you can see how it all works. But you can't see any of the details. You can't see the people, you can't see the street signs, you can just see the big map. This is dynamo. So you can see the plan, you can see the vision, but you don't see one step at a time. Tempo is opposite dynamo. Tempo is feet on the ground, even ear to the ground. We're really sensitive to what's going on right here and now. I meet this one person in front of me and I'm able to be really caring and supportive to this one person in front of me. Completely forget about the whole big picture of what's going on. There is this person that needs my attention, so I attend to this person. There is this plant that needs watering, so I water this plant. It's much more caring, it's much more sensitive to step by step what needs to happen. Okay, so everybody's got all of these energies, of course. You might be strong in tempo, but you've still got some dynamo. It's still possible for you to do vision things. The question again is about flow. Where do you feel most in the flow? So some people feel really in the flow when they're not thinking about the plan so much. They're just able to do one thing at a time. They just keep working on doing, and that's great. Some people really need to be doing the vision work. Okay, so then we have blaze. This is steel, if you can read it. Steel. So blaze and steel is the classic introvert extrovert spectrum. An extrovert is somebody who enjoys chaos, somebody who likes things to be unpredictable. When the reason that you like lots of people is that people are new and interesting and change. You can never really predict what they're going to do. So a person who's a strong extrovert, strong blaze, they wake up in the morning and say, I don't know what's going to happen today. This is great. The steel side, the introvert side, they want to know what's going to happen. They want things to be predictable, ordered, structured. They wake up in the morning and say, I know exactly what's going to happen today. I have my plan laid out, and I'm not going to let anyone bother me. I'm going to sit here and do these things, and if anyone does come, they'll have a short session with me and they can go away and leave me to keep things in order. Yeah? So the introvert is, the reason for the introversion is the need for structure, predictability. If we have a look at these in more detail, first we're looking at this map in the middle, which is the external map. It's the map of how do we go out into the world and help people and do work. If you have a look at someone who's just strong dynamo, we have here a light bulb. They're a really clever ideas person. They come up with many, many ideas. Generally they complain that they've got too many ideas and they don't know what to do with all of them. I had a blog on the internet from an artist. He said, creative block, I wish.
Something to slow it down.
It's like, there's so many ideas, you just can't keep up with them. So this is the creator. And then, if you have dynamo combined with blaze, you have brilliant ideas and communication. That's the presenter. That's what I'm doing now. We love to give those ideas and present those ideas, talk about those ideas. So this is the star. Of course, most of the famous movie stars and musical stars are also stars, but also a lot of people who do a lot of talking. People like Oprah Winfrey is a star. And then we have the strong blaze. So pure blaze is the supporter. The supporter likes to communicate all the time. They spend their whole day talking to people, asking people how they're going, having a long conversation, and another long conversation, and another long conversation, and then they go home from work, having had conversations all day long, and they get on the phone and call their friends, and get on Facebook, talk to people. It's like, communication is just my life. I just want to keep talking. Yeah. Different to the star, and the star wants to do a presentation and be the center of attention. The supporter wants to do conversations. You're seeing yourself in that one?
I spent 8 hours on Facebook just recently.
Supporters are great leaders. They don't push anyone around. They listen to people, and they're able to bring the team together and keep the team motivated and inspired. They're also great counselors. You like to have the conversation. Then we have blaze and tempo. So we have communication in the appropriate time. Appropriate communication. So they become connectors. They like to meet new people and go,
That's a lower.
yeah? They like to meet people. Do you like to meet people?
I think I'm a bit selective.
Selective. So connectors tend to know lots of people. They like to meet new people. They like to say, hello, who are you? Get to know who this person is. And then they'll actually remember who that person is. And remember all the other people that they know. And be able to connect them up together and say, you should meet this person, you should meet this person. And they like to create these connections. Sometimes they don't actually know that many people. If they don't know that many people, they're very connected to other things like nature, animals, plants. They're always connecting to something. Then we have the carer. The carer is the one who says, how can I help you? Can you see that?
What's the symbol?
Cross. I've got a cross.
Oh, okay.
So they love to be of assistance. Generally they don't like long conversations very much because they don't actually know what to say. But they love to be able to say, hello, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And so they really do well in hospitality, customer service, nursing, these kind of jobs where you're helping people all the time. This is, now we have the steel in Tempo, so steel is the details, organised, and Tempo is step by step, one step at a time. So, what are they going to be working on? Anyone guess?
Scheduling. What's the purpose?
Yeah? Investment.
Oh.
They look towards slowly building up something for the future, which means that they're really careful about risk. They make sure that everything is really safe and secure, and they're really, really good at long-term vision. So they're the slowest people. They look at things in a really long-term vision. They say, okay, in 100 years' time, this is going to be really good. It's going to take us 100 years to get there, but that's okay, because we know that we're going to get there. Opposite the star over here who says, right now we're going on stage and we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to make it alright. Pure Steel, which is the organizer, also called the Lord, because they always sit up reasonably straight. They kind of refined about everything that they do, and they like things to be controlled and ordered and organised. Great organisers, so great at actually getting things in a structure that makes sense and managing the details. And then we have the last one is the mechanic. The mechanic is likes to fix problems. So we can see the whole network of how the system is working, how this bicycle works, how this car works, how this business works. We can see how it works. Very precision based. We can see exactly the structure of the engineering of it. And Dynamo, we can see the whole pattern of it all together, and so we can figure out what needs to fix to make the whole thing work better. A classic mechanic thing is to buy a motorbike and to pull it apart before you even ride it. Because you're actually more interested in how it works than in the process of riding. Yeah.